Since there's so many of y'all on here talking about go back to Africa, you should go, blah, blah, blah. I decided to ask ChatGPT, Chat, what would happen if all Black Americans left the U.S. and returned to Africa? And one thing ChatGPT do not do is lie, baby. So this is what ChatGPT said. This is food for thought for everybody who's saying go back to Africa. So first, Black Americans make up 14% of the U.S. population and contribute significantly to healthcare, education, sports, entertainment, government. And a sudden departure would create significant labor shortages. That's one. 2, Black Americans contribute over $1.7 trillion annually to the U.S. economy. A departure like that would create a sudden loss of economic power. 3, Black-owned businesses, which employ millions of Americans, would shut down or relocate, shifting the wealth to whatever country all of us went to. Number 4. Now this one gonna really piss you off. Loss of cultural influence. Black Americans, and I quote, Black Americans have shaped U.S. culture through jazz, hip-hop, and blues, fashion, language, and sports. Their departure would significantly alter America's cultural identity. Of course, we know that there will be a shift in elections, particularly for the Democratic Party. There won't be a need for NAACP and Black Lives Matter. But here's where it gets good again. A decline in innovation. Blacks foster creativity and innovation. The loss of racial diversity could slow technological advances. See, y'all ancestors ain't tell y'all how sick y'all was. See, y'all, before y'all found us, y'all was fighting each other. See, ain't nobody passed that information on to y'all. Y'all don't know about all that. See, our people passed information on. Y'all people didn't. Y'all wanted to be lost in translation, but we know.
Hello lovelies, welcome back to today's episode. You all know it's been for so long a lot of Black Americans keep complaining the way they pass through a lot, their ancestors passed through a lot. This time around, some of them, they came out to ask this question to ChatGPT. What do you think if one day these people who never wanted us to stay here to enjoy our peaceful life on our land, they wake up and find out we no longer stay here, we all relocated in another country? Would America still be the same and life will keep moving on as usual? This ChatGPT is trying to educate people that without these Black Americans you are seeing right now, there is no America, there is no future, because they hold each and everything America using. That's why they are very important. Even if they wake up, they try to say, we want to try to relocate in a peaceful way, they can't allow them to go.
Without foundational Black Americans, America has nothing. No future, no culture, no soul. Strip us out of the story and watch this whole nation collapse in real time. The truth is simple. They live off of us while lying to our faces. They steal our inventions, erase our names, eat our food, copy our slang, dance to our beats, and then dare to act like we're disposable. Without us, they stall. Without us, they starve. Without us, they stop moving. We gave you the personal computer. Mark Dean, a foundational Black American, co-created the IBM PC, holding 3 of the 9 original patents. Without him, there is no laptop, no smartphone, no internet. Every email, every TikTok, every algorithm, his genius built the world you live in. And yet they hand the credit to everyone but us. We gave you video games. Jerry Lawson invented the cartridge system. That invention became the backbone of a $200 billion industry. Every console you plug in, every game you load, traces back to him. But But they crowned others kings of innovation while leaving his name in the shadows. We gave you GPS. Dr. Gladys West, a Black woman, mapped the Earth itself so satellites could guide you. Every Uber ride, every plane, every ship, every map app, without her, the world is lost. Yet how many schools teach her name? We gave you Mars rovers. Dr. Ayanna Howard, an FBA roboticist, coded the brains that let those machines move. Without her, they sit dead on red dirt. With her, the stars open. We gave you the space race itself. Katherine Johnson's calculations launched Apollo to the moon. Mae Jemison took us into orbit. Victor Glover lived months aboard the ISS. Aisha Bowe is about to fly with Blue Origin. They love to say they conquered space, but who actually put the numbers on the board? It was us and our children. They are already building the next world. Elena Annalee Wicker, accepted into medical school at 13, NASA intern and founder of Brown STEM Girl. Taylor Richardson, astronaut Starbright, raising millions to fund science opportunities for girls. Across the country, FBA youth are coding AI, inventing medical devices, filing patents. They are the living proof that the God particle never stopped moving forward. It just got younger, sharper, and more fearless. Why us? Because we are convergence. We are the only people forged through every storm. African, Indigenous, European, Pacific, threads woven together into one people. Unlike bottleneck populations, we are the widest blueprint on Earth. That means adaptability. That means survival in changing climates and shifting societies in space itself. When the world bends, we don't break, we bend it back. And at the core of all of this is melanin, the God particle. Eumelanin, the armor shielding DNA from radiation, vital for space and a warming planet. Neuromelanin, the spark in the brain linking rhythm, creativity, and memory to dopamine itself. It's not just pigment, it's a superconductor, a living archive, a biological technology no lab can synthesize. It's why our rhythm moves the earth. It's why our memory survives erasure. It's why every beat, every dish, every invention keeps birthing revolutions, whether they want it to or not. And still, they steal, they rename, they rebrand. They hand Elvis the crown for rock and roll while burying Little Richard and Chuck Berry. They call soul food Southern cuisine while stripping it of our struggle. They turn hip-hop into pop and sell it back to us watered down. They whitewash history while living off of our frequency. So here's the question. If we gave them the computers, the games, the maps, the rockets, the music, the food, the slang, the swagger, what did they actually create without us? What is America without FBA? Nothing but a parasite feeding on its host. And the truth is, they know it. That's why they fight so hard to erase our names. That's why they build walls around opportunity. That's why they sterilized us, jailed us, flooded our neighborhoods with drugs, and still try to bury our brilliance. Because if the world knew the full truth, that their entire reality is built on our genius, the revolution would already be here. So let me say it plain. We don't just create culture. We are the culture. We don't just build tools. We are the architects of survival. We don't just adapt. We are the blueprint for the future. And that future isn't just 3D. It's 5D, 7D, infinite. Because melanin doesn't just protect the body, it encodes memory across dimensions. Our rhythm isn't just sound, it's vibration that reshapes reality. Our culture isn't just influence, it's the frequency of creation itself. So here it is, the sun is rising, the God particle is awake. And if the world lives off our genius, our inventions, our rhythm, our blueprint, then the future is not theirs, it's ours. The question isn't whether we're ready. The question is, how long are we going to keep letting them eat off us without paying the price of admission to the world we already built? Because the revolution isn't coming. The revolution is already here. The only thing left is for us to step into it.
Go back to your country. Well, what if we did? Imagine if every black and brown person went back to their country of origin, discovered by whatever means. Here's what would happen in the first 30 days. Stick around for day 30, because that's when the truth really lands. Day 1. Hospitals, buses, supermarkets, construction sites, thousands of essential workers gone overnight. Services collapsed before the morning rush. Days 2 to 4, headlines are screaming, labour shortage crisis! Schools close early, warehouses back up, food deliveries stall. Parents scramble, and businesses, they start panicking like mad. Days 5 to 7, the government hold emergency meetings like that's gonna help. Recruitment drives fell because there's not enough skills left in the country. Immigration police, once hostile, suddenly start looking desperate. Meanwhile, communities abroad are starting to welcome back their doctors, engineers, and teachers. Aged 8 to 12, the media run frantic, start running think pieces like, what if they never come back? Stock market dips, inflation spikes, and racists who once said go back start to complain. Who's gonna run our trains? Who's gonna clean our hospitals? Like that's all we do. Days 13 to 17, the supply chain jams. Crops rot in the fields, supermarkets ration their stock, and protests erupt in major cities as prices climb and services are broken. Days 18 to 21, the Western economy buckles and investors start to pull their money. Abroad, skilled workers start to build, sparking growth across Africa, Asia, the Caribbean, and Latin America. Reverse brain drain is underway. Days 22 to 25, corporate leaders start admitting the obvious. We depended on them. Politicians try to spin the thing, but the public ain't buying it, and confidence in the government crumbles. Now who's clapping for crumbs? Days 26 to 29, the chaos deepens. Airports still half empty, hospitals still understaffed, businesses shutting down left, right, and centre. And now, commentators start saying the quiet part out loud. We asked them to leave, and now we're paying the price. Day 30, a month later, and the insult collapses under its own weight. Black and brown communities aren't the burden, they're the backbone. And now the Western world just proved it. They said go back, and in just 30 days, the irony was clear. But that's just the first month. If you want to know what happens in the first year, drop a comment below. And follow if you're done watching passively. We decode the myth, and we don't clap for crumbs.
Have you ever noticed how America really doesn't want Americans traveling like that? And for Black Americans, that truth runs even deeper. Because the moment we leave the country, we all start to see the lies. You realize life doesn't have to be constant struggle, fear, and survival. You see Blackness celebrated in ways America never taught us, or even showed us. You see communities thriving without the threat of racism at every corner and built into every system. And then it hits you. America fed us propaganda. They taught us to believe that we were unwanted everywhere else, that we had to fight for scraps here and be grateful for it, and that leaving wasn't an option because this was the best we were gonna get. Why, you asked? To keep us trapped, poisoned, and under control. But the illusion is cracking. Black Americans are traveling, relocating, building wealth, and freedom overseas. That's why you're starting to see them really cracking down on us traveling more and more. And once you see the truth with your own eyes, that you can fully live safely and abundantly beyond the constraints of America, you can't unsee it, and you can't go back. America's power has always been in keeping us blind and divided. But when Black Americans travel, unite, and claim freedom globally, the game changes. That's why they don't want us going anywhere. Because the moment we realize we're not powerless, the control is gone and the system is done.
Without foundational Black Americans, America has no culture, just silence. That's the truth they don't want to say out loud. Strip away everything we gave the world, and you're left with empty streets, bland plates, and a soundtrack that never existed. Because every sound you move to, every flavor you crave, every style you copy, we built it first. We gave you the blues, born in the Mississippi Delta, from the cries of our ancestors in the fields, from spirituals coated with survival, from voices that refuse to be broken. That's the first American music. Without us, silence. We gave you jazz, New Orleans brilliance, brass horns and ragtime turned into improvisation so advanced, the rest of the world is still catching up. Jazz wasn't just music, it was freedom encoded in sound. Without us, silence. We gave you gospel, the ring shouts, the call and response, the fire that shook church rafters and lifted entire movements. Gospel is the root of inspiration in this country. Without us, silence. We gave you country, the banjo, African in its origin, storytelling ballads that came from our mouths. They'll give you cowboy hats and steel guitars, but the roots are ours. Without us, silence. We gave you rock and roll, Chuck Berry, Little Richard, Sister Rosetta Tharpe. They wrote the language. Elvis only copied it. They crowned him the king while erasing the ones who invented the throne. Without us, Silence. We gave you hip-hop, Bronx block parties in the 1970s, turntables, rhymes, graffiti, breakdance, a culture born from nothing that became the heartbeat of the globe, the most powerful youth language in the world. Without us, silence. And it doesn't stop with music. Look at the food. They call it Southern cooking, but we know the truth. We gave you gumbo, indigenous corn, beans, and squash mixed with African okra and rice, seasoned with Moorish spice knowledge. A dish of survival turned into world cuisine. Without us, your plate is plain. We gave you barbecue, fire mastery, smoking meat low and slow, turning scraps into feasts kings would envy. Without us, your plate is plain. We gave you soul food, collard greens, cornbread, mac and cheese, fried chicken. Dishes that started as rations became global comfort food. UNESCO recognizes Creole and soul food as heritage. America just calls it comfort. Without us, your plate is plain. We gave you jambalaya, hoppin' john, candied yams, pecan pie. Without us, the South has no flavor. Without us, America has no cuisine. But culture is deeper than what you eat or hear. Culture is memory. When they banned our drums, we stomped, we clapped, we chanted. We made the body the instrument. Rhythm itself became our library. When they stripped our names, we encoded our history in flavor, in song, in story. They thought they erased us, but we stored our legacy in the vibration itself. Science even proves it. Neuromelanin in the brain, substantia nigra, locus coeruleus, directly tied to rhythm, memory, and creativity. Our melanin isn't just pigment. It's a conductor. It's why our beats spread without translation. It's why our slang becomes global language. It's why our TikTok dances cross oceans in hours. Because we aren't just influential, we're foundational. And still, they erase us. They gave the banjo to Appalachia. They gave rock and roll to Elvis. They renamed soul food Southern cuisine. They corporatized hip-hop until they could sell it back to us diluted. They steal. They rebrand. They resell. Because they know if the world knew the truth, the lie collapses. Ask yourself, what does America really export to the world? It's not cars. It's not democracy. It's culture. And every ounce of that culture is FBA made. The world dances to our rhythm. The world eats from our recipes. The world dresses in our style. The world lives in our memory. We gave you the sound. We gave you the flavor. We gave you the style. We gave you the pulse. Without us, the world doesn't move. So here's the question they fear most. If the entire world needs our culture to function, why are we still letting them erase our names? Why do we still let them steal the credit? Why do we still allow them to orbit us while pretending they don't revolve around us? We don't just create culture. We are culture. We don't just ride the frequency. We are the frequency. And if the whole world moves to our rhythm, what happens when we stop letting them copy, stop letting them steal, and finally make them pay for the privilege of even hearing the beat?
Say the weird thing. People are desperately seeking realness.
Black Americans, descendants of those who survived the transatlantic slave trade, hold a unique spiritual, genetic, and historical position in this awakening. Their existence is proof of resilience against some of the most intense spiritual warfare ever waged on a people. But beyond survival, they are key activators in shifting the collective frequency. Carriers of the ancient codes, Black Americans are direct descendants of civilizations that held deep esoteric knowledge, Kemetic Egyptian wisdom, Dogon cosmic knowledge, the Ethiopian and Moorish mysteries, and indigenous West African spiritual systems. The forced displacement and oppression attempted to sever this knowledge, but it remains encoded in their DNA, waiting for reactivation. Many Black Americans are now experiencing spontaneous spiritual awakenings, past life recall, and ancestral visitations, signaling that these codes are coming online again. The alchemists and timeline healers. The Black American experience is a microcosm of Earth's trauma and potential rebirth. Enslavement, oppression, and systemic control mirror what humanity has been subjected to at a planetary level. But alchemy, the ability to transmute suffering into wisdom, creativity, and power, has been a defining trait of Black American culture. This alchemy is a crucial aspect of ascension, turning density into light. Through music, art, spirituality, and even movement, such as the Harlem Renaissance, civil rights, Afrofuturism, and now a mass spiritual awakening, Black Americans continuously bend reality and shape cultural consciousness on a global scale. Liberation frequency holders. The Hopi prophecies speak of the return of the red race, indigenous peoples, and the rise of those who were once oppressed as leaders of the new earth. Many indigenous traditions recognize Black Americans as part of this prophecy, as carriers of the liberation frequency. Their journey has been one of the external and internal enslavement. Their journey has been one of external and internal enslavement, and now they stand at the threshold of reclaiming their sovereignty. By doing so, they help to dismantle the energetic structures of control that have bound humanity. Gatekeepers of sound and vibration. Sound and vibration are primary tools in shifting consciousness. Black Americans have historically been keepers of transformative sound, from spirituals and blues to jazz, hip-hop, and beyond. These are not just genres, but forms of spiritual technology that encode resistance, elevation, and timeline shifts. The awakening will involve an activation of new frequencies.
You all know this is not something new. It's been for so long. Some white people came out to say, oh, we don't want Black Americans. We don't want Black people. They are taking away our jobs. They are full of this land. This is our land. This is our ancestors' land. We fought for so long to get this land. We would wish all these migrants, also including Black Americans, to leave our country. We want to have white-only country. Now, this time around, when you try to hear what ChatGPT is trying to explain, even in these other Black Americans, the way they try to dig deeper, you finally found out that without these Black Americans, each and everyone is to throw stone at, there is no America. How come America? How America would function without Black Americans? Try to imagine. Let's go in hospitals, go in nursing, go in engineering, go in farming. And one day you say you no longer want any Black people, you no longer want any brown people on this land, on America, and the way is too big. Try to make that maths. But on the other hand, when you try to see how some people, they kept making noise, oh, we don't want them. We wish we could allow them to go back to Africa. It's where they came from. If these people has been staying on this land 400 years, more than 400 years, you all remember American economy, it was from the free labor or from slaves. It was free labor from these Black Americans. It's been for so long. They used them in everything without paying. They kept paying them minimum wage. They never take them as human beings. They never even till death take them as equal human being as other race. And you are saying one day these people, they no longer there. Imagine. Where are you going to get all these caretakers? Where are you going to get all this waitress working in your hotels, restaurant, washing your plates here and there? Do you think, will you be able to do everything? Do you think will you be able to do all these jobs all these people are doing for you? And yet you are just there. We want to make America white-only country. We want to hold our culture, tradition, values. No, it can't happen. Without these people, America can't move forward. America is already dead without these people. No wonder in nowadays, when Black Americans are trying to look passport to go out of America, they make it somehow hard for them to give them passport. Imagine, because they know once these people go outside and they learn other culture and they learn how other people live a free life with a small amount of money, they will not come back on this land. No wonder they say we don't want them. They know they are wealthy. They are their properties. Without them, they can't do anything. Now you see, No wonder we kept saying, when you see these people try to threaten you, to cause a quarrel, to show that you are nothing, you are useless, to bring this racial profiling, inside them, they know that you are very important to them. Last time we make a video, the way most white people, they are so obsessed with the black people. They kept checking on them. What these people are doing? Why these people, they are quiet on this administration? Why these people, they don't talk anything? Why these people, they don't come out to protest? You have seen even this video, they are training. Some white people, they are coming on black TikTok. Whenever they see some creativity, they store it and go make it their own. You have seen. Imagine. And yet you wake up one day, you say, no more black people. If there is no more black Americans in America, try to imagine. No hip hop, no good food, no all those dancing culture here and there, no anything. You are going to left alone. You are going to start seeing street empty. No anything, no schools. Just try to imagine that picture. I wish some people would sit down and refresh their mind that all we are doing, all we are trying to do is impossible, because these people, they hold each and everything we need. These people, they are our lives. Without them, we can't even live 2 days. You remember since mass deportation started, some people saying, we don't want Latinos, they should go back to their home country. They are taking away our jobs. We no longer want them. You have seen the final results. You have seen how a lot of businesses closed. You have seen how a lot of people, especially farmers, started to come out to complain, oh, our crops are rotting in the fields. We no longer have workers. We need this migrant to come back in our fields because we are roasting a lot of trillions of dollars. You have seen. But before, they were the one to say, we are going to bring this man back in the office because this is our people, this is our man, this is our race, this is our culture, this is our privilege. See the results. They are crying, yet we are still have black people keep managing, keep trying to do some works. Imagine if all this also, they wake up, there is no anyone. And you claim, this is my land, we fought for this land, other race, they are immigrants, we don't want them here. And you said that these people, they are trash, they are nothing. No wonder we kept telling black Americans, when you see some people trying to discourage you that you are nothing, you can't do anything, they don't just do that because that's the meaning. They do that just to frustrate you, but inside them, they know you are very important. You are their main machine. Imagine you have had all these trillions of dollars black people made each and every year, and bring it in American economy. You have had each and everything. The number is quite big, and it's even really amazing. You have heard the amount of the money American people brought in taxes. You have heard yourself. And yet you say, we don't want them. We wish one day maybe we see black Americans going in a vacation somewhere, maybe 2 months. We see how some people would cry a river. Bring these people back. We need them back. Now you see, after soaring their history, their identity, their religion, even inside them, they know they still need them. They still want them by fire, by force. They still want them to work in hospitals. They still want them to go in those rural areas where there is no workers. They still want them in constructions. They still want them everywhere possible. They still want them. No wonder this time around, when you see this administration saying they don't want migrants, wait and see. When Democrats come back in office, they will bring all those migrants who went in Mexico or in Latinos area. They will come back because they know what they are capable of doing. They know that without migrants, America, we wouldn't see it right now, wealthy, great nation as we see them right now. Democrats, they know what they are doing. No wonder they kept fighting for for so long to bring a big number of migrants, big number of refugees here and there. Guys, let me know what you think about this video, because after I came across this video, even me, I tried to rethink, to picture that, to capture that picture. What if we see these people, they are not there? In the way they do each and everything. Guys, thank you for watching. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. See you in my next episode. Bye.